Hi everybody. So home woodshop is continuing today with a little more of a crafty exercise. So for this one, it's just about as simple as it gets. You're just gonna need some scissors, some tape, and then a magazine. So I just have a New Yorker that I cut up. Any kind of paper will do. So that's all we need. And we are going to be practicing how to work with our hands, how to make things in multiples, which is pretty exciting, always very satisfying, and how to do a little bit of weaving and knot tying, which actually can be applied to woodworking if you are working on chair seats. If anyone's familiar with it, it's called caning. And there's many kinds of caning, and this is really good practice for thinking about caning. Also just getting our hands working, our muscles busy, and keeping those shop mentalities, the shop habits alive. So here we go. So here's some caning on a shaker chair. Another type of caning that you can see on chairs. And some rush caning using plants found in wetlands. And this is also similar to basket making. All right, so cut my newspaper or magazine or paper into thin strips. Taking my drill bit and I put it inside to get it started rolling, and then actually once I'm here I kind of let it go loose a little bit, and then I pull this little flap that's here and twist the bottom to get my tension, my tightness back, and then I tape it. Just gonna keep cranking these out. And you can play around with the angle that you start your toothpick or drill bit or skewer, or maybe you're using a piece of wire or a nail. You can play around with that angle. So I could start like this, then my roll would end up shorter, or I could start closer with the rolling tool, let's call it, closer to the edge, closer to being like, see, and I just ripped mine, which happens. So I'm just gonna turn it to the other side. So you want it to be closer to parallel with the edge. So I'm just gonna start at parallel and then skew it off. Skew it or turn it. Kind of move it a little bit so that it's not parallel. And it wouldn't be as strong if it was parallel. Wouldn't be as long either. That is crucial. Just gonna reuse a piece of tape here. You could be using glue for this. Okay, so I've got 4 more. Okay, so now I've got a whole bunch of these. Kind of like making paper straws. I know some of my students were doing that for science class. I don't know, I think I made like 20, but you can just start with what you have and see if that's enough, and you can always make more. Pretty easy. So to start, we're gonna take 2 and we're gonna make a cross. So, or a T or an X, however you want to think about that. And then we're going to take another one and we're going to flatten the end. The ends are thinner than the middle, and that's an important thing to remember. And then I'm just sticking it in between, and so, okay, so now here comes the fun part. So you have your piece with the X and the piece coming out. Now you're gonna take it, it's coming out of the bottom for me, and then I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna wrap it over the next piece. I'm gonna do a full wrap so that it goes all the way around. Okay. Okay, so I made it around all my pieces with a full wrap, and now I just have this little piece left over. So I'm gonna take another piece and carefully stick it. You can tell that I'm not a pro at this yet, but I'm working on it. Stick it into the end, and I just kind of broke the end of mine, so I'm just gonna cut that and try again. And this piece isn't working very well, so I'm just gonna pick a different piece. Yeah, that works better. And I either this can go into the piece you're putting on, or the piece you're putting on can go into the piece that's already there. Okay. And then you just keep wrapping. So you might be wondering, like, do I go over or do I go under? The answer to that would be, so I started out here. I'm gonna go around, over, around, over. You wanna stick with one. And you might need to bring your pieces closer together. I can just fold these one over the other. One over the other. And then just keep doing this. Oh, that one got a little weird. So I guess I would go around, like, and this will save me a lot of material moving forward. Okay, so after you do the full wraps, you can get to this place where you have your pieces parallel, and then you take one of them and they might fall apart. And you just like wrap them under each other. Yeah. Okay. And when I'm putting the pieces together, I'm also kind of twisting. You could even, like, with how much this is falling apart on me, I'm realizing it might be a good idea to put glue. But so you just have the pieces parallel, and then you go out and around, and then you have two more parallel pieces. Out and around. And they might fall off while you're weaving, but it's very unlikely that they will fall off once you're done. Oh, that one was really strong. It's amazing how strong paper can be.